idea that we have control at all is a maddening yet tantalizing illusion. We have no control over the passage of time, the heat of the sun, or the actions of others. Our bodies are made up of cells that we didn't choose, and not even our thoughts are completely our own, often influenced more by outside factors than true consciousness. With so much of life out of our command, there is a freedom that comes when we surrender. When we give up the things that don't serve us, we open space for more of what does. We can give up guilt, judgment, and fear, replacing it with hope, acceptance, and faith. A far cry from giving up, surrendering allows us to give in. Give in to the work of dreaming without trying to force the outcome. Let go of the worry, not the dream. And when we aren't relying solely on our own resources, we can tap into the thought that maybe magic is possible. Maybe miracles do happen. Perhaps there is a higher power at work. There is a space between working towards something and letting it come to you. There is a gap between wanting an outcome and knowing you don't need it. That is where we take control, by giving it up. That is where we find the magic. Some people call it God. Others call it karma or fate. But whatever name you give it, trust that you are part of the fabric of this universe. And what you are seeking is also seeking you.
Thank you. Are you sleeping? It's so calm. You know, I very specifically put those last two songs back to back because I really wanted to use the beginning of the show to kind of overstimulate you. There's lots of lights, there's lots of movement, and people are up in the air. And then suddenly I wanted to make you very calm. And the reason is because I feel like we live in a very overstimulating world where we're constantly wondering where to look. There's always something calling for our attention. And, you know, I realized several years ago that that's why it was so important for me to find moments to be still in my life. And they don't just happen. It's like you have to create time for yourself to just be still. So you can almost listen to your own heart, listen to your spirit, I guess you could say. And, you know, several years ago, I realized I needed this because out of nowhere, I started to become a very anxious person. And I started to become a version of myself I didn't know, and it was starting to control my life. And I remember at this time, we went on tour, and every night as I would go to stage, I was filled with so much fear and anxiety, and I was just so afraid that I wasn't going to be enough and that I was going to disappoint everybody in the audience. Oh, thank you. That's my girl. But really, because that's how I walked onto the stage and that was the mindset I had, no matter how loud the audience cheered, no matter what people posted or if they said it was the best show they'd ever seen, because where my mind was, whenever I would walk off the stage at that tour, I was so sure that I wasn't enough, and I was sure that I had disappointed everyone. And this is the story that anxiety had created in my mind. And, you know, around this time, a friend, a really close friend, could see that I was struggling, and she gifted me a breathwork session. And I thought that was very odd at the time, but I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I said, okay, and so I did it. But I tell you what, it kind of changed my life. I have now been doing breath work almost every day for the last few years, and it's helped me calm my anxiety. It's given me tools within my body to shift the way I feel inside so that I can be present and I can enjoy the moments I'm in and not be afraid of them. And so breath work is just patterned breathing and deep breathing. And so I would love to show you some breath work patterns. Okay, all right, let's do it. So I'm gonna teach you two very simple ones. The first one is so easy, it's basically just deep breathing. So you're going to breathe in your nose and out your mouth. And you're gonna breathe deep to your stomach. So when you breathe in, your stomach expands. So everybody together, breathe in your nose, deep to your stomach. And out. One more time, in your nose. Expand your stomach, and out. One more time, in the nose, and out your mouth. Okay, see, so easy. But don't you feel so good? Just some deep breaths. All right, the second breath is almost just as simple, and this is actually my favorite breath to do if I ever need to quickly calm my anxiety, or if I'm nervous, or if I'm, feeling overwhelmed. This is a very great breath that I just quickly do. So you breathe in 3 sips through your nose and 1 out your mouth. So everybody together. One more time. Okay, so as I play this next song, I would love to invite you to close your eyes. I'm not going to be doing anything up here, so there will be no high kicks, no spins, nothing. This is just a moment for you to close your eyes and just feel the music and breathe along with it. And I think you'll be surprised at what it makes you feel. It might make you kind of like tingly and buzzy. But in this next song, there's going to be a voice that guides you to breathe in and out, okay? So everybody, close your eyes.